Hi guys, Olive here. So today we'll just get started by downloading and installing Power BI for our Windows 11 and Windows 10. So now to get started, let us type Google here so we can search for Power BI on Google. All right, so let's just type Power BI. And this is what we have, right? So the next thing you want to do is to come here and click on Power BI data visualization. So now we're in the website. Power BI is owned by Microsoft. The next thing we're going to do is to go to product. Just hit that arrow and you will see Power BI. You can see Power Apps, Power Automate and all of that. But we're going to go to Power BI and go download the desktop. Now you can see download for free and you can see language options. So say you don't interact in English, you can just click this and you go to select whatever language you want your Power BI to operate in. See, there's Chinese, there's Danish, there's Dutch, there's English, Finnish, and whatnot. So you can see loads and loads of languages here. All right, so you can also see the version 2023 November 22, 2023, and this is like the latest version, and you can see the file size. Also, you can look at the system's requirement and you can see this is supported by Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows 11, and whatnot. You can also read the install instructions, but let's just go to download that immediately. So I'm just going to hit download, and you have these two options. So this is mine, downloading using 64 bits. If you don't know how to check this for yours, you can come to your search window here and type system information. When you type system information, this is just going to come out, and if you take a look at the system type, you can see mine 64 based PC. All right, so we're just going to download this now. Now this pops up. You can see the application being downloaded. I have somewhere where I keep all my applications, so I'm just going to go there and I'm going to save this now. So this is downloading. We're just going to wait for it to download and we'll get started with the installation. So guys, our file has downloaded and this is it. We're just going to click that. And now we can see setup, which is in English as we chose. Then we're just going to go to next. Allow that to make the necessary change. So when that pops up, just click yes. So now this is preparing to install, so we're just going to wait for it to do that. So now you're just going to see next. If it takes time, please wait. There is nothing wrong. Sometimes it takes time. Okay, so you're just going to click next, and then you're going to accept the license agreement and click next. All right, so you're just going to keep clicking next and then install. So we're just going to let this do the installation. All right, so this is it. It's going to take a while to install, so just let it be, and when you're done you're going to see finish. So click on finish and it's going to launch. All right, guys, so we're in the interface already. Let's just remove this and let me walk you through every single thing here. Okay, so this is the file area where you can, I have some projects here already, but you can do a lot of things here. You can get data, import, export to PDF, Power BI template. You can just do loads of things here. So let's go back. This is the home button. This is the home where you can insert your data from different places. See, you can get your data from here, from Excel, Power BI dataset, Dataverse, SQL Server, text, CSV, blank query, whatever it is, you can get your data from here. You can also get your data from One Lake Hub, from data marts, lake houses, and data warehouses. You can also import your data from here. You can try a sample data set. There is this good sample data set that Power BI has. If you load it in, you're going to see it is about 700 rows. You can try that as well. You can decide to import your data from here. You can also decide to import your data from here. Can you see get data? So that is about that. Then let's look at the insert. Here you hit transform data. That would take you to the Power Query editor where you can do your cleansing and transformation. Okay, let me just do that for us so that we can see. Okay, so this is the Power Query editor. This is where you're going to do all your transformation and your cleansing, but this is like a whole topic on its own. Okay, so I'm just going to go back. So hit close and apply. Let us go back to the first screen. Okay, so this is if you want to insert a text box to write something, if you want to insert a new visual and all of that. So let's go to insert. So if you want to insert a new page, this is it. More visuals, key influencers. These are AI visuals. Power Apps, Power Automate. This is it as well here. Power Apps, Power Automate. You can insert text as well. You can insert buttons, different buttons. Page navigator, bookmark navigator. These are all important. You can insert that and turn the action on. They are all important. You can insert shapes, because once you start visualizing now, you're going to be putting in shapes and start putting your visuals in them. So you can also insert shape. You can insert your image if you want to have a very customized report and you want to for example you're doing a report on restaurant analysis and you want to put a restaurant in the background. That's definitely fine. You can do that, import image, or you can also come to canvas background. You can see wallpaper. You can decide to import image as well. So it's just it's so good. The next thing I want to do, these three places are really important. You should definitely take note of that. This is the report view, this is the table view, and this is the model view. Okay, so in the report view, which is where we are, this is where we get to create our dashboards. In the table view, this is where our table is going to show if we had any table imported. If we had any table imported now, we're going to see it here. Then our model view is where we create relationships. As you can see, this active relationship, inactive relationship. So this is where we create relationships between our data sets or different tables that we have in Power BI. I just created a small example here. So for example, if this is the customer table and this is the transaction table, you can see the customer ID. This is the unique key, and it's always called what? Primary key. The unique key for this table is the primary key. And when we come to the transaction table, we will see the transaction ID. This transaction ID is what? The primary key, the unique key of the transaction table. Now we can see we also have customer table, And if you take a look now, let me do this so you can see. If you take a look, you will see that this just has 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this has only the four IDs that we have. So we have this key here as a foreign key referencing the customer ID here. I don't know if this is a bit much, but I'm trying to look for a simple way I can say it. So basically, this customer ID is referencing the customer ID here in the customer table. So just like that, the customer ID in the transaction table is referencing the customer ID in the customer table. So now if you take a look, you will see that number 2, you will see that the customer 2, which is Vanessa, carried out quite a number of transactions, carried out 1 transaction, 2 transactions. Do you get? So rather than saying Vanessa, 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 Vanessa everywhere, how about we just put them with their customer ID? Then if you look at number 3 carried out 3 transactions, 1, 2, 3, and number 4 carried out 1, 2, 3 transactions as well. So this is the point of normalization. Now, if I bring this data to Power BI, all I have to do is create a relationship between this customer ID and this customer ID, and my table is going to be connected. And so I can run analysis or do my EDA correctly. So that is it with model view. Okay, so let's just go back to our report view and to model our database, which is exactly what we're saying. So you can create a relationship here. This is for a new table. All these things were supposed to be activated if we had a data set here. This is how you can create a new measure, a DAX measure. This is how you can create a quick measure. This is how you can create a new column. And this is your security, how you can manage rows to give certain people certain permissions. Okay, if you don't want this person to see this particular visualization, you can limit their security. You can limit the permission. So this is just what it is here. Then if you go to your view data, you can see the different themes. Whichever one you choose, it's all good. These are really the bases that you'll be making use of every time. So quickly, let's just take a look at the visualization we'll be making use of mostly as a data analyst. It is definitely the stack bar. In fact, let me get this sample data set so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so you're just going to come here and click on this, and you're going to preview your data set. So I'm just going to go ahead and load that. Okay, 700 rows have been added, and now we can see our data set here. Can you see all the rows in the data set? Okay, data analyst, listen, these are the 5 most visuals you're definitely going to be making use of in your career, right? So the first one is scorecard, because everybody wants to see what is that one thing that should be bold, and should your what they call it, stakeholders see. So scorecard is really important. It comes like this, and you can just put sale price. This is not the right way to do that, but so we'll just put the sum of the sales and it's just going to do the whole thing, and you're going to see the sum of sales here. Normally we should write a DAX measure, but just for this particular one I'm just going to do it to show you guys. Then this is what this visual looks like. Then let us go to our second most used visual, which is basically the pie chart or the donut chart. I for one prefer the donut chart because it's usually smaller. So you can use this to compare things. For example, let's look at segments. So this is the sum of value by segment. We can see now that, oh, this person sold the most. What they call it? Government sold the most, followed by small businesses, followed by enterprise, then mid-market, then channel partners. So you can just see all of these in this visualization, right? So the next thing I probably use the most is my column chart, stacked column chart. I love this one a lot. Can you see? Very visually pleasing. Then the next one you would use, which is the fourth one now, right? The fourth one you would use is the bar chart as well, the bar chart. Then the fifth one you would use a lot is the line chart. But the line chart is for trend. Do you get, when you have dates and you want to show the trend, the pattern of things that have happened from so time to so time, is when you use the line chart. But this is just basically what it looks like. Then for an extra, because I use something else here almost all the time, which is this clustered column chart. Here you can have a line and a column. You want to analyze 2 or 3 variables. This column chart is definitely a good place to go to. Oh god, I have so many things that I need. Then the map. If you deal with locations a lot, you're definitely going to need map. All right, I forgot this table, which we also use, but then again I'm already out of the 5 I talked about. But anyways, these are the ones I use the most, and that is really what is being used. Okay, so now that we have our data, can you see that this has been activated? So when you go to your new measure, you can write a DAX measure. When you go to quick measure, you can write a DAX measure. When you come to publish here, it publishes to Power BI service. Okay, so these are just basically the workarounds of Power BI. And the thing here, don't get discouraged. With time, the more you work on projects, the more you practice, the better you would be. That is a given. The more you practice, the better you would be. So this is just a quick look around on what Power BI is exactly. So it's time to get your portfolio projects up and running. Okay, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.